Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is not only a legendary film, but also a magical journey through brilliant colors and immortal melodies. But behind the bright smiles and miracles of the Chocolate Factory, there is a dark story that few people know. The actors who made this film not only faced challenges in their profession, but also had to endure painful and tragic fates that few could imagine. From sudden deaths to mysterious lives, they fought a world beyond the light that not everyone could see. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is not only a sweet movie that makes us dream, but also a story full of loss, tragedy and shocks of fate. Join us on a journey to discover the secrets hidden behind mysterious moments, where nostalgic light cannot hide the darkness below. Untold stories will make you rethink fame, the price you pay when standing in the spotlight. And when the night falls, you will realize that behind every smile, every role is a painful story that few people know. Join us to explore the truth behind Hollywood, where light and darkness always go hand in hand. Gene Wilder, born June 11, 1933 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was one of the greatest talents in American cinema. Known for his comedic and dramatic roles, he left a lasting impression on audiences through his unforgettable roles, especially as Willy Wonka in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. As Wonka, Wilder brought an image of mystery and eccentricity, but also very lovable and humane, making this character a cultural icon. Had to go through a challenging life before leaving. After a brilliant artistic life, he faced a difficult battle with cancer, a disease he kept secret until his death on August 29, 2016, at the age of 83. Wilder's passing was a huge shock to both the film industry and his fans. In his final years, despite battling a serious illness, he maintained an optimistic spirit, which is evident in the stories that his family and friends share about him. However, facing cancer and physical pain, Wilder suffered many losses not only in his health but also in his ability to participate in the projects he loved. Despite living in difficult circumstances, he still maintained his love for his profession and respect for those around him. The death of Gene Wilder is not only the loss of a great talent but also the separation from a character that the whole world loved, Willy Wonka, who brought sweet and magical dreams to millions of audiences. George Claydon is an English actor, best known for his role as the Oompa Loompa in the classic film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Although he was a relatively unknown actor in other major films, Claydon made an indelible mark in this role, contributing to the success of the film with his likable and unique portrayal of the Oompa Loompa. In this role, he participated in the film's hilarious dance sequences and signature songs. He led a relatively quiet and little-known life after the film's release. After leaving the spotlight, information about his personal life became scarce. Although Claydon did not have a prominent career outside of the Oompa Loompa role, looking back, his role contributed significantly to the film's success. However, like many other artists, he faced difficulties in life, not only in his career but also in terms of health. George Claydon passed away in 1995, and few people know that in the last years of his life, he lived quietly and faced many personal challenges. His last years did not have much public attention, and he seemed to have completely withdrawn from the entertainment industry. Although he did not have an illustrious career, Claydon is still remembered for the joyful dance moves of the Oompa Loompa, creating a memorable image in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, leaving a mark in the hearts of those who loved the film. Denise Nickerson is an American actress, best known for her role as Violet Beauregarde in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Born on April 1, 1957, Denise began her acting career at a young age and quickly became a familiar face in television shows and films of the 1960s and 1970s. However, her most memorable role was that of Violet Beauregarde, the ambitious, candy-chewing girl who eventually turns into a purple blueberry after chewing a special piece of gum at Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. She lived a challenging and painful life in her later years. After leaving the film industry, Denise faced difficulties with her health and personal life. In 2018, she suffered a serious stroke, which left her hospitalized and facing serious health problems for the rest of her life. Despite a long period of treatment, Denise never fully recovered. She passed away on July 10, 2019, at the age of 62, after a long battle with illness. Denise's death was not only a loss of a star but also a profound sadness for those who loved her for her role as Violet Beauregarde, the ambitious and stubborn girl in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Denise's final years were difficult, but her legacy in the film industry and in the hearts of those who loved her will live on forever. Jack Albertson, a veteran American actor, is widely known for his role as Grandpa Joe in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Born in 1907, Albertson had a long and varied career, with major contributions to both film and television. He won a Tony Award and an Emmy Award during his career. Prior to his role as Grandpa Joe, he had performed in numerous stage and film roles, including The Subject Was Roses, 1968, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Albertson created a memorable image as the funny, loving and enthusiastic grandfather who helped to warm the Bucket family story. This role became an indispensable part of the audience's hearts, contributing to the film's classic status. He spent the last years of his life filled with pain and challenges, despite his successful career. With an Oscar and a solid position in the film industry, his final years were haunted by the shadow of colon cancer. Albertson fought the disease in the last months of his life, a battle that was not easy. Despite physical pain and failing health, he maintained an optimistic spirit and passion for his work. In November 1981, he passed away at the age of 74, leaving behind a great artistic legacy. Albertson's death was not only the loss of a great talent but also a reminder of the difficulties artists face outside the spotlight. He passed away while still a symbol of the joy and warmth that the character of Grandpa Joe brought to audiences. His final suffering could not erase the impact of his memorable role on future generations of audiences. Malcolm Dixon was an English actor and artist, best known for his role as an Oompa Loompa in the film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Although not a leading actor, Dixon left a deep impression on the audience thanks to this special role. With his modest height and flexibility, he performed excellently in the dance and acting scenes in the film. He had a tragic life. Despite his success as an actor, he faced difficulties and suffering, especially in his later years. Regarding his health, Dixon suffered from serious problems related to his appearance and height, which affected his career opportunities in an industry that requires flexibility and the ability to portray a variety of roles. Although he is remembered for his role in the legendary film, his personal life was full of sadness. When he was no longer in the spotlight in the industry, Dixon lived in loneliness and financial difficulties. He eventually passed away in 2019 at the age of 66. His passing was mourned by fans and those who worked with him. The suffering he endured before his death, from illness to financial hardship, is an integral part of the story of a talented but little-known artist in the film industry. Nora Denney, a talented American actress, is best known for her role as Mrs. TV in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. In the film, she played the mother of Mike TV, a mischievous and television-loving boy. Although her role was not the main one, Denney's performance contributed to the charm and sophistication of the film. Her appearance in the film left a deep impression on the audience. She had a modest but memorable film career. However, her life was not without challenges. She faced many personal and health difficulties before her death. Although there are not many details about her sufferings in life, suffering from illness was a part of Nora Denney's later years. Her career, despite being highlighted by an iconic role, did not spare her from her own pressures and challenges. She passed away in 2005, leaving a mark on Willy Wonka fans, but also bringing with her untold stories of her difficult final days. David Battley was an English actor, best known for his role as Mr. Turkentine in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. One of his classic films. He played Charlie Bucket's gym teacher and was one of the characters who appeared in the opening scene, when the students gathered at the school. Although his role was not very large, Battley's presence in the film contributed to the cheerful atmosphere and humorous situations that the film conveyed. He had a difficult last year. Despite a successful career in both film and television, he faced some health difficulties as he grew older. Battley died in 2003 at the age of 70. But before his death he had been suffering from cancer. His passing marks a sad end to one of the most iconic faces in 70s movies, leaving Willy Wonka fans in mourning. Although his career was remarkable, Battley's death makes us all the more aware of the cruelty of time and health. Leonard Stone is an American actor best known for his role as Mr. Beauregard in the classic film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Born on April 3, 1933, Stone has had a career spanning over 40 years, with roles on stage, television, and film. Although he was not a leading man, he has always left a strong impression with his versatile acting ability and ability to easily adapt to many different types of roles. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Stone plays Mr. Beauregard, the arrogant father of a greedy young girl, Violet Beauregard. Although only a supporting role, He helps highlight the film's theme of habit and character of naughty children, with Violet and her father pursuing what is not worth having. Although he had a long acting career, his personal life was not always smooth. Before his death in 2011, Stone faced many trials and tribulations. In his later years, his health had seriously declined. Although he continued to participate in artistic projects, age and health problems had greatly affected his life. With his illness, he struggled with physical and emotional difficulties, along with a sense of loneliness. Although few details are known about his personal suffering, Leonard Stone's death in 2011 at the age of 78 marked the end of a chapter in his life, in which he faced the cruel challenges of old age. However, his career, especially his memorable role in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, will live on in the hearts of audiences as a reminder of his indispensable contributions to cinema. Peter Capell was a German actor, best known for his role as the Tinker in the film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Capell, with a solid acting background, had a long career on stage and screen, especially in roles of a more idiosyncratic or villainous nature. In Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Capell played Tinker, a man who sold the strange items he created. The role, although not a major one, contributed to enriching the magical world of Wonka's Chocolate Factory. With the whimsy and humor characteristic of the characters in the film, he lived a rather miserable life before his death. After achieving success in his career, Capell lived the rest of his life in relative silence. He faced difficulties in his later years, especially with his failing health. Peter Capell died in 1990 at the age of 79, after a long battle with illness. His passing marked a quiet end to a talented actor who had delivered memorable roles. Although not as prominent as many other stars, Capell is remembered for his quirky but memorable characters, leaving a legacy in the film industry that few people know about. Diana Sowle, 1930 to 2018, was an American actress best known for her role as Mrs. Bucket in the classic film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. In the film, she played the mother of Charlie Bucket, a poor woman who loved and cared for her son. Although her role was not the main one, Mrs. Bucket became a warm and maternal character, leaving a deep impression on the audience. She went through a challenging final year. Although she was loved for her warm and simple roles, Diana's life was not always easy. She faced loss and health difficulties in her final years. Diana passed away in 2018 at the age of 88, after a long battle with illness. Although she is no longer an actress, she is always remembered for her loving and selfless role in the classic film. Her death marks the end of a beautiful memory for her fans, but her love for art and her contributions will always be remembered. Victor Beaumont was an English actor, best known for his role as Doctor in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. Although Beaumont was not a household name in the film industry, his role in this film made a mark on the hearts of audiences. In the film, Beaumont played a doctor who appeared in a scene when Charlie Bucket and his family visited Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. He was one of the lesser-known faces in the film industry. After his role in this classic film, he seemed to disappear from the limelight. Although there is not much public information about Beaumont's life and career, some sources indicate that he lived a relatively quiet life and withdrew from the entertainment industry. Information about Victor Beaumont's death is scarce, but it is believed that he died in a rather simple and unnoticed manner. Despite the lack of major tragedies or a glittering career, his death evokes a sense of regret for a life that was not truly known to many. The hardships and challenges of his personal life, along with his withdrawal from acting, may be untold stories of the pain and silence he faced before his death. Thank you for joining us on this journey to discover the stories behind the actors of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The deaths and challenges these stars faced are an integral part of the larger story of their careers and lives. We mourn their loss, but also remember the valuable contributions they made to cinema. They were not just characters on screen, but people with their own stories and emotions. We will miss them forever. If you love inspiring stories and want to learn more about the secrets behind classic films, don't forget to follow our channel, like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any exciting stories in the future.